Welcome, intrepid viewers, to the gruesomely grand Real or Rumour Roulette Cookie Crimes edition. Today we're diving deep into history's darkest corners to expose shocking tales. They're so gruesome, even a steak would lose its colour. Get on board on Real or Rumour to join our thrilling one-minute games. And now let's dive into the action. Ever heard of a knight in shining armor turned nightmare? Meet Gilles de Rais. Yes, that's right, folks. Not all knights are here to rescue the damsel in distress. Some, quite frankly, are a damsel's worst distress. Now let's dive into the history books, shall we? Picture this. The 15th century, a time of chivalry and chainmail. Gilles de Rais, born into nobility, was a companion in arms of none other than the legendary Joan of Arc. Talk about a dynamic duo, eh? Together they fought in the 100 Years' War, and Gilles even had the honor of carrying the Holy Standard. A war hero, an aristocrat, a companion to a saint, it's almost like he was the poster boy for the medieval knight's guidebook. But as we all know, every coin has two sides, and Gilles de Rais was no exception. Behind his shining armor lurked a shadow darker than the blackest night. This so-called knightly paragon was in fact a serial killer. Yes, you heard it right. He went from being a war hero to a zero, a protector to a predator. Gilles had a particular, shall we say, fondness for young children. Now, this wasn't the kind of fondness you'd expect from a kindly old uncle. No, Gilles had a taste for the macabre. He would lure children to his castle with promises of candies, and then, well, let's just say their fate was far from sweet. It's a bit like the Wicked Witch from Hansel and Gretel, but with a knightly twist. And there you have it, folks, a knight's tale that's more nightmare than fairy tale. So the next time you think about knights in shining armor, remember our dear old Gilles. His tale serves as a chilling reminder that not all that glitters is gold. Sometimes it's just the glint of a blood-stained sword. Now for another bloodthirsty tale. Baths, a place to unwind, relax, and if you're Elizabeth Bathory, a place for a bloody good time. Now it's time to dive into the peculiar tale of this Hungarian noblewoman, known for her, shall we say, unorthodox bathing habits. Elizabeth hailed from one of the most powerful families in Hungary. Nobility, wealth, privilege, she had it all. But alas, it seems that all the riches in the world couldn't buy her a sense of propriety. Legend has it she developed a rather peculiar skincare routine, one that involved not your usual rose petals or lavender oil, but the blood of young girls. Yes, you heard it right, a bath filled to the brim with the crimson life force. In a quest for eternal youth, Elizabeth reportedly bathed in the blood of these unfortunate souls, believing it would keep her skin forever young and radiant. Talk about taking the term bloodbath quite literally, but, ladies and gents, before you rush off to cancel your spa appointments, let's remember this is all part of our game of Real or Rumour Roulette. Now, while we all appreciate a good exfoliation, it's fair to say Elizabeth's skincare routine was a bit over the top. I mean, who needs chemical peels when you can have a blood peel, right? And let's not even get into the logistics of such a bath. One can only imagine the cleaning bill. But jokes aside, Elizabeth's tale is a dark chapter in history, a chilling testament to the lengths some would go for vanity. And though her story may sound like something straight out of a horror flick, it's a shocking reminder of the twisted turns history often takes. Vampires. Not just a figment of fiction, but a real character in the streets of Dusseldorf. Now let's sink our teeth into our third tale. Picture this. Dusseldorf, Germany. The year is 1929. The city is gripped with fear as a blood-curdling series of crimes begin to unfold. The culprit? A man named Peter Kürten, better known as the Vampire of Dusseldorf. Peter Kürten, a man who had a taste for the macabre, and by that I mean he literally had a taste for it. He was a serial killer who took his monstrous moniker a step too far by drinking his victims' blood. Yes, you heard that right. He wasn't just content with committing heinous crimes, he had to add a dash of Dracula to the mix. Kürten's reign of terror lasted from February to November of the same year, and his victims were as diverse as his methods. From hammer blows to strangulation, he spared no gruesome detail in his quest for blood. His crimes were so shocking that even the hardiest of detectives were left pale, and not just from fear of vampires. But like all good horror stories, this one also has an ending. Kürten was eventually captured and brought to justice. He confessed to his bloodthirsty crimes, even going so far as to express disappointment when he didn't see any blood during his own beheading. Talk about a man committed to his brand. Now you must be thinking, this can't be true. It's just too bizarre, but alas, my friends, the Vampire of Dusseldorf was very much a reality. A grim reminder that sometimes truth can be stranger and scarier than fiction. Now that we've tickled your funny bone with these cookie crimes, how about a little game of truth or lie? Welcome to the riveting realm of real or rumor roulette, where the lines between fact and fiction blur into a captivating conundrum. This is your chance to be the detective, to sift through the sands of storytelling and separate the grains of truth from the pebbles of pretense. Picture this, a game that's as much about your wits as it is about your ability to discern between reality and ruse. Each round you'll be presented with a seemingly unbelievable tale, just like the ones we've shared today. Your task, to determine if what you've heard is a spine-chilling truth or a masterfully crafted lie. So are you ready to put on your detective hat and play truth or lie? Head over to the Real or Rumor Roulette channel on YouTube. Well, that's all the time we have for today's Cookie Crimes. It's been a wild ride delving into the dark and twisted tales of Gilles de Rais, Elizabeth Bathory, and the mysterious vampire of Dusseldorf. It's not every day you get to hear about a nightly child predator, a blood-bathing noblewoman, and a vampire-like serial killer all in the same breath. But remember, amidst the horror and the terror, there's always room for a little levity and a good chuckle. We hope you've enjoyed this episode of Real or Rumor Roulette's Cookie Crimes edition. We thank you for joining us on this peculiar journey, and we can't wait to bring you more tales that will tickle your funny bone and send chills down your spine.